All right, Blake,
Jeff.
sorry to say, but your garage has burned to the ground. Thieves have come in and taken everything. Your insurance provider has screwed you, and they said you have $4,000 to spend to replace everything. You have one bike to do everything. What do you pick? So let's talk about why we're doing 4,000 and not 8,000 or not 2,000. I think you can get a killer bike for $4,000, a new bike for $4,000, because I think if you go any lower than that, you're gonna probably be better served looking at the used bike market. You can still get a fantastic bike, but it's not gonna be a new bike. It's gonna be a used bike. But let's dive into it. Why don't you go first?
On what?
On frame, bars, group set wheels, tires, and then we're gonna get into some extras later on. So we're gonna start the tally here. Blake, 4,000 bucks on his counter. Jeff, 4,000 bucks. And I have not seen your picks.
I have not seen his picks.
All right,
Yeah.
so here's the laptop.
So cool part about the cycling world right now is that post-pandemic, I think a lot of producers over-ordered and have like an oversupply, and they're trying to unload it. And so there are some options out there that, you know, you can get pretty sweet bikes for nice discounts. So I'm gonna go into that. I'm also gonna go into why I chose what I chose. I do a lot of different stuff. I do road, gravel, teeny bit of mountain. But I really, if I could do one bike, it's always something that I wanna do road and gravel on. There's a ton of good like gravel roads around here, fire roads. And so it was like, how do I find a bike that I could race crits on, race road races on, but also hit a bunch of gravel stuff? And so that was where I dove in. And I hate changing tubeless tires. They're a pain in the butt. Once you have them set up, they're awesome. But 2 wheel sets was like a must-have for me too.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. You know, have your gravel wheel set and then have your road race wheel set. And so the frame, actually complete bike that I chose is a Pinarello Gravel.
So you're going full bike?
I'm going full bike, yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
It's a Pinarello Gravel. I found it for half off in my size and a bunch of other sizes too.
Is it the 2024 model?
It's 2022.
Okay.
Going old school. It's got Campy Ekar. That's the Campy 1x13 speed like gravel group set that they came out with. I've never ridden it.
Campy Pinarello on a budget bike.
Campy Pinarello. It's half off. I mean, this thing I think was like $6,500, $7,000, and it's $29.99.
So you could race a crit on this bike?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this one of the complaints that people had about it is that it rides really harsh for a gravel bike. It's got not gravel bike geometry, it's more cyclocrossy, which is absolutely something I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Having ridden gravel and cross bikes, I prefer the geometry of a cyclocross bike. It's a lot steeper head tube angle, dives into turns a lot better. Gravel bikes, it's like you have to tell the bike you're gonna turn in 10 seconds and then it turns. And they're really stable at speed and stuff, but like a lot of stuff that we do is technical. If we're doing crits, if we're doing road races, you want something that's gonna turn and turn well. And so that was...
So complete bike, but you have some money left over?
A little bit, yeah. Got $1,000 left over.
And are you getting, you said you're getting another set of wheels with that $1,000?
I'm getting all sorts of stuff.
Okay, so
we got the Campy Ekar group, 13 speed, kind of fancy. Like I've never ridden it, but it's got decent reviews. It's not cheap, you know, it's campy stuff. It does come with, it's Fulcrum 500 aluminum wheels. They're like 1,800 grams or so. So heavy, not too heavy, but you know, for your gravel stuff, having fun, it'll get the job done. I'd keep the stock saddle. I'll get back to that.
Okay.
Because that's in a future thing. Bars are included. Obviously, it's a full bike minus the pedals.
Mine's a lot different. I'm gonna remind myself what I got here. So I did not get a complete bike. And also I would like to ride gravel, but it's a like, not a need. So I'm definitely gonna focus on road. You guys know I like crits. My setup is like for road racing and crit racing. And you could probably do some really light gravel stuff with it. Anyway, enough. I'm getting into it here. Windspace T1550. Ooh. There is one over there. So I know, I've ridden this bike a lot. I know that it's performing bike. And I also know it's on sale right now because they just came out with another version. I think the next version,
1600, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the next version has a threaded bottom bracket. There might be some changes. This is a press fit,
okay.
which is fine. I'd probably prefer a threaded, but you get a really good price. This is a $1,330 frame, and it's a rim brake bike, which you guys are gonna maybe scold me for in the comments because I talk all the time about how much I like disc brakes, and I do. I prefer disc brakes, all things being equal, but this is a budget build. And rim brakes are fine. You can go win a race with rim brakes. I have won races. Yeah, you can also lose races on disc brakes.
Are the rim brake and disc brake frame sets the same price?
No, and that's the reason I went with the rim brake, because it's discounted. So this is obviously gonna have implications further down. I spent a lot of time on this list because the other reason I wanted to go rim brake wasn't just the frame, it was the wheels. You're gonna find a really good discount. And then also the group set. I found a fantastic price on the group set, which I'll get to in a second. Bars also from WinSpace. I spent a little bit here on the bars. These are $290, which is a lot for handlebars in a budget build. But here's an important thing. They are the WinSpace bars. So what you want with bars, you can get complicated with the spacers and proprietary stuff that goes on. It doesn't always work the way you want it to. So this is a one-piece carbon. It's like a really high-performing carbon bar and stem. But it also is from WinSpace, so like they're gonna jive. I know that's gonna go really well. And then when we get to the group set,
Hold on. While we're on this topic, one of the criteria for this was you can't choose sponsor stuff. So that kind of asks the question, and I don't think we're being paid by WinSpace for this.
No. So I should have led with that.
You should have led with that.
None of this
you
is
sound
sponsored.
like a WinSpace ad right now. Okay. So I just wanted to throw it out there. $0 from WinSpace.
$0. This is an unsponsored video. Okay, I lied. This video actually is sponsored by me, NorCal Cycling. I'm here to remind you guys about the sale we're having right now on the Couch to Crit Masterclass course. Starting last week, we actually had a flash sale where the first 20 signups got an additional 50% off course entry. Now, that didn't last very long. I think that lasted like a day or two, and we filled those spots. So what I'm gonna do is extend it to the next 20 signups. That's right, 50% off for the next 20 signups. Normal discount applies throughout the end of the month, but right now is the best time to sign up for the Masterclass course. What is the Masterclass course? Well, it is training plans, first and foremost, over 50 of them. So no matter where you're at in your journey, there's something for you. These are the same training plans I use. These are the same training plans all of my athletes use. Proven, successful training plans. Also, we have a gear selection guide, so don't waste your money on unnecessary gear. There is a nutrition guide. Fuel your rides appropriately or you're never gonna hit your targets. And then finally, of course, a strategy guide, how to execute all of that on race day to succeed. All of this is put together in a very digestible online course format, something I wish existed 12 years ago. I wish I could take this course, get in a time machine, and give it to myself from 12 years ago. That's my motivation to make this. So don't forget, the next 20 signups get 50% off. Check the link in the description. Now back to the video. We will put links for all of this stuff down below, and these are the best deals we can find. So we want you guys to have an opportunity to also enjoy those deals, but unsponsored. And with that said, I found a group set 105 R7000 mechanical rim brake.
You go on 11 speed?
Yes, it's 11 speed, I believe.
$500. I get 13 speeds with mine.
No. You don't need all those speeds. Those are too many speeds. You're paying too much for speeds. This is a mechanical rim brake $500 group set. It's crazy how cheap.
That is, you going on vacation after this because you got money left over.
But only 11 speeds, so.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have actually 22.
You have 22 and I got 13.
Got him. See, I got him. Yep. All right, wheels. I went with Super Team, another budget-friendly brand. And it's something I've used, so I can talk to its performance. Not the best in the world, it's not the lightest, it's not the most aerodynamic, it didn't test the best, but I've used it, I know that it's perfectly fine, perfectly capable, and it is $470 for carbon wheels.
You got a lot of money left over.
Dude, I got a lot more things on my list here. I'm gonna hit tires, and then I'm gonna kick it back over to Blake. Tires, 30 millimeter Continental GP 5000. I wasn't really willing to bend on tires. I think the tires are like the one thing that it's really going to be really hard to compromise on.
Tires are probably the biggest upgrade you can do on your bike.
They say contact points, right?
Yeah.
Tires touch the ground, that's obviously really important. Saddle, handlebars, the things where you're touching the bike are really important. So anyway, I know GP 5000. They're the STR or TRS. I can never remember.
STRs.
STR.
Yeah.
Those ones.
Yeah, they're like hookless ready. We're gonna charge you an arm and a leg.
Right, but not hookless. Because
But
I know
the STRs are hookless compatible.
ready. They're ready. But we're going to be running them tubeless, and those tires add up to $132.95.
Oh, you found them for a deal.
Pretty good, yeah. Not the best, but like I said,
mine were $85 each.
not willing to compromise. He spent more on
I
tires.
spent way more. Yeah.
We're going to kick it back to Blake here and let him get on to
I did not
extras.
search the internet far enough, I guess, because I've got the same tire.
You know what I'm
choice.
worried about though, actually, while you're digging yours up,
Yeah.
is like these links are not going to work by the time this video goes live. So don't hold us to these prices.
And
These are the best.
Jeff's got you going to some real sketchy website for those.
These are all new products and everything. But anyway, yeah. What you got for extras?
Okay, well, I'm not at extras yet.
Oh,
I
sorry.
gotta go into. I'm going in from gravel mode into crit and road mode now on my bike because I want to be able to.
See, I'm jealous now
everything.
because he has the do everything bike. But the
Yeah.
question I'm going to ask at the end is, can it do anything really well?
Probably not. It's
You can have a lot
This
of
is
fun.
it's gonna be good at gravel and good at road, but we only got $4,000
Okay,
here.
fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
So my road wheel set, I got a set of 50 mil E11 even. I think that's what they're called, road wheels. They had decent reviews. Found them online for
E11 even.
lots of numbers and letters in there. Found them online for $425, I believe, discounted from the original price of $999. So that was kind of a deal. Tubeless ready, XDR driver. Ooh, shoot, gonna have to swap that out for a Campy. That's gonna be expensive.
Ooh.
Did not think of that. That's probably where all my bonus money
$40
goes.
bucks? It can't be that much. Is the driver a lot?
Drivers are normally like
And they're proprietary with the wheel
$100,
set, right?
Yeah, if they
hate
even
that.
exist,
I hate that wheel.
Did not look into that. I apologize for that. But with that, same as Jeff, I'm going with 28 mil GP 5000s. Probably should have done 30s or 32s, especially with the gravel bike.
Tell me more about the wheels, though. You have two sets now. You have the one that came with the bike.
Yeah.
You have these.
So I got the Fulcrum 500 aluminum gravel wheels, and then I've got the E11 even 50 mil carbon road wheels.
So training on the ones that came on your bike stock.
Whatever
in
you
the
want
race?
to ride on. I mean, so like if you're riding gravel, put the gravel wheels on. If you're riding road, put the road wheels on.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't like training on the road on gravel wheels. It's just kind of,
Right.
it's depressing when you're like, ooh, I'm going 16 miles an hour and killing myself right now, So yeah, so that is my alternate setup. So I could do road races and crits because absolutely, like if I have one bike, I am totally doing both.
Do you change any geometry on your bike if you're going from, let's say, like a crit on this bike on the gravel? Gravel? Am I saying that right?
Gravel. I think so.
Are you changing geometry if you're going from like one event? Are you changing anything on the bike other than the wheels?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I think that's just a good way to like
Hurt yourself.
piss off your back, piss off your
Yeah.
knees,
Yeah.
just like set it and forget it. My geometry on like my gravel bike versus my road bike is very similar. Yeah.
All right.
Pedals started kind of running a little tight on funds here, so I went with the Time ATAC 6s. I've been a big Time fan for a decade now or so. I found that their feel is a little bit tighter and more responsive than like Shimano SPD pedal setup, and so that's kind of been the big driver for me with those. Weight-wise, they're kind of their entry level, so they're a little on the porky side, but we got $4,000.
Yeah.
So we're working with it.
You're not building this ultralight climbing bike or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Saddle, I'm very fortunate where most saddles work with me, so just gonna run the stock one and cross my fingers. Hopefully the Pinarello stock brand most saddle works for me. And then shoes, I did splurge a little bit on the shoes because initially I was like, ooh, let's get
Contact points.
let's get a mountain shoe and a road shoe. And then it was like, then I got to get mountain pedals and road pedals. And then I was over budget. And so I ended up upgrading a couple steps. I'm going with the Specialized Recon 3.0s. Those retail for $250. And I did
That's
not,
like the step below S-Works?
I believe so, yeah. Because there's the ones, there's the twos, and then there's
Right.
the threes. Initially I was like, ooh, let's go ones. And they're just, it's not what I'm looking for. Honestly, I'm like, I think I got $65 left over. And
Race entry.
And that is going towards a race entry or that campy driver that I totally forgot about.
Oh, right.
So,
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll link it. It'll probably be
Let's-
$400 because it's campy.
If it exists.
All right. Pedals. I went with Ultegra because I found a really good price on it. Yeah. Like, it's like Ultegra's, right? It's Dura-Ace is like their top.
Yeah.
And then the next is Ultegra. So this is like really high-end stuff for a $4,000 budget build. But It's weird that we're saying $4,000 budget build.
It's a lot of
it's still a lot
it's
of
a lot
money.
of dollars.
But this is a good price I found. Hopefully it still exists by the time you guys are listening to this. But otherwise, if it doesn't, there is an SPD SL generic Shimano one that's like $50 or something. This one costs $107.77 from Amazon. That brings us down to saddle. $33 knockoff power saddle from AliExpress.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to dive into the AliExpress. Like maybe this $200 carbon wheel set will work,
Yeah.
and maybe it will explode, and I will need
The wheels,
dental surgery.
yeah, the wheels is scary. If the saddle breaks, then you're just going to be out of the saddle.
It's
all the
rectal
way.
surgery is what we're looking for.
Yeah, actually, depending on
You
what kind
didn't think
of
that one
riding,
through, Jeff.
depending on what kind of riding you're doing, that one might hurt a little bit.
Honestly, if you're not going carbon rail, I think you're fine. You know, aluminum tie rails.
This one might be carbon though, actually. So, yes, take my suggestions with a grain of salt. This is a knockoff power saddle, and it costs $33 from AliExpress. If anybody actually buys this thing and uses it, let me know. But I was like in like Reddit, and I was like
diving.
I was into it, and like apparently people really like this saddle. Nobody got surprise rectal surgery, so we're good.
That's a plus.
This brings us to shoes. I love Bont shoes. Shoes are like, I put shoes in here because last time I made this video, guys, like 4 years ago or something, I got a lot of comments saying, but you can't ride a bike without
And
shoes.
it's like the thieves didn't steal your shoes, man.
They did. In this case, they did. So I replaced my shoes with Bont Riot Plus. Because they're $100 and they have a lot of the trickle down technology from like the really high end Bont shoes. But like I was kind of getting into, shoes are so individual. I happen to like a really wide toe box. Bonts are heat moldable. This model specifically is heat moldable.
$100, heat moldable.
Yeah. This used to be like $400
So
price.
I have always wanted to run Bonds. I think their bathtub construction is awesome.
Amazing.
In terms of like making the shoe as stiff as possible. Just
Yeah.
from like a purely engineering standpoint. It's a genius design. I've tried a couple pairs. I've never been able to get them to work for me though.
See, like they're not for everybody. And I had to work on mine. We're like getting into like Bont, like sideways into Bont conversation. The early, like around 2020, I want to say, they used a different last, which is like the mold that they ship the shoes out with, like generically. I had to work on mine a lot, like the end of a screwdriver and like a blow dryer, like really like work the hot spots. But I got really lucky because I swear I think they used like my foot for the last.
You pay extra for those pictures. Put that out. Put that out of there.
So anyway, yeah, shoes are very individual, but I've spent $100 on Bont Riot Pluses because I like them.
What's the normal retail on those? Is that like?
I think these were discounted. Maybe not. Link will be in the description. I think these are discounted, or they were recently superseded by another model or something
so
like that.
the price drops.
Right.
Yeah.
Or should I just go straight into bonuses and extras? Because I got some money left over.
Yeah,
man.
go. Because I'm.
All right. How much do we have left over? We have like almost $1,000. No, we have like $600 left over or something. Power. You need power. You don't have the power meter, man. You're hosed.
The can't like with the Campia car. There's no easy SRAM Quark plug-in cheap power meter. It was like had to go power pedals, and then it's
you went Pinarello Campy, man.
So yeah, I'm way fancy. I'm good. I'm good.
So I'm not fancy, but I can get a $335 single-sided power meter. RIP Stages. Sorry, but Stages is no longer, as far as I know, right?
No, yeah, it's
so 4i, which is another brand that I've used before, and I've had the same 4i power meter that has just been going strong for like 6 years. I think 2018 I got it, and it's been going strong. So my very anecdotal take when it comes to the 4i's power meter is they work for a long time. So I'm going to suggest it at $335. You get a 105, which is easy to swap out with my
105.
With my 105. You guys know how easy it is to swap a crank arm on Shimano? It's
star nut 2 bolts.
And 2 bolts. Yeah.
Done.
You can do it in 4 minutes.
SRAM's a 1 bolt.
But it's at like 40 Newton meters. You got to get in there with like
those little skinny arms. Actually, I had a Praxis 4i aluminum crankset power meter thing, and it was awesome. It was like perfect for 4 or 5 years. And I was on a ride one time and it stopped working finally. And I was like, oh man, must be out of batteries. I get home, I go to change the battery and the whole power meter is not attached anymore. And I had hit a rock. I remember exactly where it happened. I hit a rock, it kicked up and ripped the power meter off the inside of the crank arm.
Like the actual...
it was disappeared.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, it was a sad day. It was a sad day.
hopefully that doesn't happen to you guys. How hard were you going?
I know exactly which rock it was.
Yes?
Price Canyon. Yeah.
All right, I still have some money left over, and I have a cycling computer, because you can do stuff on your smartphone and have your rides recorded, but it's nice to have a cycling computer.
You don't want to get that Chris Froome quad mount?
The quad lock
The
on
quad
front,
lock.
yeah, and ruin your iPhone on when it starts to rain or whatever. No, that's not the move. You spend $200 because I carved out a little bit of savings here at the end for not a Garmin, because you pay a premium for those, and honestly, a lot of the features on these modern 840s or 540s or whatever, I use 5% of them. Like, I don't use all of the route tracking and like the virtual this and that. Trim One Lite, I made a video about it a while ago. I think it's a great computer for $200. So I still have I still have like $500 left over. Yeah, $500 group set, 105 mechanical. So, or maybe my math isn't working. In either case, alloy wheels for $200. I actually didn't find them, but because I don't have a link. I'll put a link by the time we
you can build up a set of
for 200
alloy wheels.
I set aside $200, and I wasn't specific because you can do a lot for an alloy wheel set.
Rim brake.
The reason rim brake important. Yeah, don't buy disc brake with my setup.
Yeah.
But the reason I really like the alloy wheel choice here is because I've always been a proponent of like the race setup, the training setup, and you don't need to be fast on your training rides. Like, it's cool to flex on your buddies.
I honestly used to love. I had this Mavic Open Pro 32 spoke.
Those are the shit.
Shimano Ultegra hubs, and I ran old specialized armadillos with slime tubes in them. This is pre-tubeless. My wheel set weighed like 7 pounds.
Yeah.
And it was...
But you could go through...
It was such a good... Yeah, you could ride it indefinitely. I probably still have the tires. But like, it was such a good training weight because like you're on group rides and you're having to put out 50 more watts than the dude next to you. And
then you put on the race wheels.
You put on the race wheels and you're in God mode.
Yeah.
And definitely times have changed where it's like, no, I'm just going to train on my tubeless wheels, you know?
Yeah, that's the way it is now. But I think for this budget, you can even get another set of wheels and have that like bomb-proof, maybe not the Mavic Open. Maybe you could find Mavic Open Pros.
You can find them, definitely. I think they still make them, yeah.
Yeah, so I carved $200 aside for that. I still have...
You have training tires? You got to have training tires.
So put in another set of GP5000s.
You don't get to train on your GP5000s.
You gotta buy another set of them. You buy another set of them. Or armadillos or whatever you want. Oh no, wait, I do. I put it here, another set of tires right there.
$133. You didn't, what is it?
It's the same. It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
instead of the GP5000s, get a set of the Pinarello Cinturados. I think those are probably the best.
We'll link it because I've never heard of this.
Oh, they're probably the best tubeless training tire out there right now.
They're just really robust.
Yeah, super robust. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Unless they're gonna blow my budget out because
no, I think same.
Probably about the same.
Cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have some money left over, so I put a shameless plug for my course because you get faster by having good training.
That is very true.
Master class.
I don't know about his course, but
no, it's fantastic.
Good training,
don't listen to
good training is paramount.
There's like a couple more things I wanted to get into. Bonus section of the video.
Bonus.
Which is what kind of is like your... I was really debating this other choice, and then the follow-up is, what if you had a little bit more money in your budget? Or what if maybe you have a little bit less money in your budget?
Yeah. Let me jump into that. I had a couple other bikes that were like pretty close calls with me. The Pinarello was a deal. Most of the time you're not finding bikes for 50% off. Like Pinarello would definitely never be my choice for a budget bike. I've ridden a couple of them in the past. I've thoroughly enjoyed them. I think the ride quality is great. The Eckhart group, I can't really speak on personally. I'm kind of a SRAM guy. So if I did have a little more money, they do have this same bike for $4,100 with an Access Ravel group. And
so remind how much is the one that you have?
So the one that I have is $3,000, and the Access group set bumps it up to $4,100, but you also get carbon wheels with it. The Pinarello.
So then you wouldn't have to spend the money on your other.
But you know, if you're still going 2 wheel sets, I would still do it.
Right.
Just so you don't have to deal with swapping the tires all the time.
Right.
Pain in the butt. So that's what I would do if I had a little bit more money. That would add like $1,000 on.
Right.
But you end up with 2 carbon wheel sets, and I get the Access stuff, which I'm a little more familiar with, a little more comfortable with. I'm sure the Eckhart stuff's pretty solid, but
but it's proven. Like we know.
It's proven.
Like,
Yeah,
we've
I've been
used
riding
Rival.
the crap out of it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been great. Other bike frames and complete bikes that were pretty close for me and in the realm of if this didn't exist would be my top choices. Specialized Crux. I think they did a really good job with that bike. I'm not a big Specialized fan, but they kind of crushed it with that. You can get them for like 20% off right now. So you're looking at like $3,200 for like an Axis build.
It is a good
Crux.
time to come back. What you said
It's a good-
30 minutes ago in this video.
It's a good time.
It's like it's a good time
It's
to
a
be
good
in the
time.
market, right?
Yeah.
Because there's this abundance of product, and they're trying to off
They're
it.
trying to offload
Yeah.
it. Yeah, somebody got too many bikes in the warehouse. Trek Damani is another one,
Yeah.
a little more interesting. That's like an endurance road bike. I think you can fit up to like 38s on that guy, which is a little tight. I'd really want to get up to 40s, but that's pretty close. You can get that one for like $3,500 with 105. And then the Canyon Grail was kind of my last one. You can get that for like $3,100, I think, with
So
Axis
you're
and carbon
fully in
wheels,
like
so.
the
I'm in-
endurance gravel.
Got 38s and plus.
I think
and
it's a
then
good move.
Give me some aggressive geometry and
Here's
We'll
why
go
I think
from
it's a
there.
really good move. I'll pay him a compliment. Is it's so much easier to manipulate a gravel bike into a road bike than the other way. Like
Yeah.
if you have a road bike and it's like you can only fit 32s in there, you're not doing much gravel.
Yeah.
Like some gravel, but not much.
yeah, and I do some dumb stuff on my bike. So, and then the last question is, if you had a little less budget, what would you skip? So I would stick with that Pinarello frame set or full bike.
Yeah.
The Gravel at $3,000. I would skip the carbon wheel set.
Right.
That's, you're saving on tires, you're saving on wheels, so that's like almost $600 right there. And actually, I take that back. I wouldn't skip on tires because I would get tires. They would be wider. They'd probably be like 32s and 34s to match up.
But you wouldn't have the other
Those
wheel set.
500s.
The
Yeah.
carbon.
And you just have to bite the bullet, and anytime you want to go race road or go ride gravel, you're swapping tires back and forth. So you'd have to invest in a lot of sealant and an air compressor.
which we didn't account for in any of this. So roast us in the comments, please. My turn for
Yep.
extras. So I didn't have any alternatives. I found this deal.
That's it?
I didn't have a plan B. My plan, actually, I'll say that I went, because WinSpace, they had this thing going where it's like you could bundle a bunch of stuff.
They do some cool little bundle promos.
They
I
had
haven't seen those.
they had a bundle thing, but it was their newer version 2 of their T1550, and then that was more expensive, and also it was disc brake. So I couldn't have this crazy deal on the wheels, and I couldn't have this crazy deal on the group set.
You can get in on the wheels I got. Those are like $425 or something for some 50 mil carbons.
So check his link then, and maybe you can go that direction. But yeah, I just like the rim brake option better because you save not just in the frame, but it trickles down because it's an older technology. It's fine. We race rim brakes. You've been racing rim brakes
20 years.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But disc brakes are better. But it's fine. People are gonna hate that we like disc brakes. But rim brakes.
You mean rim brakes?
Did I say
rim
disc?
brakes. Yeah, we like rim brakes.
In my choice, I like rim brakes.
I like rim brakes too.
But like if
I still have a rim brake race
did we
bike.
just wait a second? Did we just have? You would prefer rim brakes to disc brakes?
On a road bike, I absolutely, if we're doing a budget road bike build, like
Budget,
super
right.
budget,
But all things being equal, like
one of my travel bikes, that I do like weird, dumb international races with, rim brake. Yeah, way easier.
to tinker
Way
with.
easier to take apart. You can get spare parts in sketchy foreign countries.
True.
Just breaks, something breaks on your SRAM red axis.
This is a very
You're
unique
so
use
screwed.
case for. This is true. This is true though. If I had a little bit less money, what would I change? I would just use my phone. We talked about the quad lock.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not glamorous. But you can stick it in your pocket. You could still record your ride, and you could save $200. I would skip the Trim 1 Lite, and then I would also skip for the same reason that Blake said. He would skip the carbon wheels. I would skip the alloy training wheels and only have the carbon race
Tires.
wheels, and then you could save on the tires too. And then, like I said from the beginning, if you're going any lower, like if your budget is less than $3,000, I'd say you're probably really better served looking at something in the used market because you're just going to find a better price for something that people unload bikes for amazing deals because they want the latest and the greatest. So
Yeah.
but less than 3,000, that's probably where you're best at. But anyway, I think that wraps up our $4,000 video.
Yeah.
Yeah, vote down below. You guys know mine's better, so just go ahead and vote for me right now. But no,
Still not sponsored.
let us know because there's also maybe some better prices. So if you guys find better prices, we want to get those links in the description to make sure everyone enjoys better prices.
Or if you've got a crazy idea of your own.
Right, yeah. If you got a crazy idea, we're open for it. So thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for coming on, Blake.
Yeah.
Catch you guys in the next one.